I met a gypsy.
Now we're gonna relaunch the Aus-X. In it's gonna be last weekend of November in
Yep. So
Melbourne.
November 29,
Yes.
Melbourne, Marvel
Exactly.
Stadium.
Exactly. And we're going to get the best riders in the world there. We're going to have the Lawrences and more. And I don't think it can fail because there all the stars are lined up. You have the best location in one of the best country for Supercross, the best riders, which happen to be Australian, by the way, in case you didn't notice.
They are. I did notice.
So we can just bring all the Vegemite you can because it's gonna be a fest, And no, it's like there are times where things should not fail. There's always a risk. It's like you don't control everything in life, but the potential of success is absolutely tremendously high. And super excited to be there. Hopefully you'll be there too.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Australians are gonna get to see the Lawrence brothers do their thing on a full size Supercross track. So I have other inside information that's yet to be confirmed, but apparently Cooper Webb
Yes, I heard too.
might be coming. I don't
Yes,
think it's
no.
fully done.
Yes.
But I mean, a really, really high level of domestic riders in Australia,
Yeah.
especially when they're in Australia.
Yeah.
When you don't have all of the pressures of being overseas
Exactly.
and not on your
same as
bike.
what we experienced in France.
Yeah.
It's like the French champion could squeeze it on the podium when if he comes to Anaheim, he's
Never.
not making the main.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that's a power of your home turf.
Yeah. So yeah, everything's lined up, and I think it's such a when I found out the boys were going over there, I was so happy because it's such an important time in their career.
Absolutely.
And I think
it needed to be done, because they left Australia to go to
So
Europe
young.
and coming back. Yeah, it's a full circle, and they need to be recognized in Australia for what they've done, and they're great people to start with. So I'm super excited about it.
I'm excited for the press. Like that's one thing that the Aus-X team do so well is like the press run that happens before it because Australia just doesn't know about the Lawrence brothers in the way. And I've given Myrtle shit about it, but I guess there's a lot of a lot of like not politics, but it's like you got to focus on what you got to focus on here first, But I'm excited that the Australian general public, not the Australian motocross fan, is going to get exposed to the Lawrence brothers in a way that they haven't yet.
Yeah.
Because name brothers right now just across the world
No.
that are they're 1 and 2 in the world right now in motocross.
Yeah. No.
They're the guys.
Yeah.
And to have two brothers from Australia that are just dominating. And Jet might be one of the most dominant athletes in sport
Yeah.
at the moment.
Which is great for the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and great for him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's funny.
Dominant riders are always a question: is it good or not? And I think it's a 50-50. Like when I remember when Jeremy was ready to get his perfect season, 93, 94. I mean, it was like people were like super pumped about it. And when a nice guy is dominating like Jet is, I think it's more on the side of good than bad. But at the same time, I've seen in my career where the dominating rider is so much faster than the other that people are like wondering why they
What's wrong with everyone else? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, first time we took James Stewart to Paris, he came and he was like 5 seconds faster than anybody, and everybody was looking at me like, what are we doing here? And this guy's like he could be.
He's not human.
Yeah, he could be in a locker room, miss the start, and still win the race. And yeah, I mean, but we have to enjoy those moments.
Yeah.
We have to enjoy those moments. And after Anaheim won, I felt like Jet would be like win 10 races out of 16, and that didn't turn out to be so easy.
Close.
Yeah.
8. What do you win? 8?
Yeah.
7? Yeah, I've thought about that a bit as well. And the thing that I go towards is that the time that Supercross grew the most was when Jeremy was as dominant as he was.
Yeah.
And I think that we've just seen such periods of dominance with riders that there is something to that, But I just wonder if Jet was American, how much better it would be for the sport. Because there is that, like Jeremy was American.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I wonder how much that
Even
plays
better
into
Californian.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of like the essence of the sport, or was, because today it's questionable. I mean, motocross, supercross is kind of like has been, sent to Florida for most of it, but it doesn't translate in spectators,
Yeah. And I think the core of the sport still is here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the riders might be there.
Yeah.
But I think, all of the race teams and, everything is still here. A lot of the brands are here. A lot of the industry is, in Southern California.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that through periods of dominance and dominant champions is when the sport can grow, because I think it just piques people's interest in a way of just how somebody could be so much better.
Yeah. Repetition is always good. If you have a French champion every year, for the average motorcycle fan, is like, where's the champion? Is it Villopoto, Carmichael, or
who's the best?
Yeah, who's the best? When you have the guy repeating, like Jeremy McGrath was absolutely a solid 10 years. It was like he was the boss of Supercross for 10 years, or maybe 8. But give or take. It's just it's very interesting what's going on right now, and the fact that they are Australians. Yes, I mean, I would say it's definitely the country of choice if you're not American.
Yeah.
in American motocross, French is a little bit more challenging, but I mean, German seems to be doing well as well. I mean, Kenny has been, I think, the most Americanized.
Yeah.
Non-American athlete, in America. I think most of the fans don't even think he's German.
Yeah. No, it's true. Kenny is probably one of the most, probably would be like the most embraced foreign athlete ever, really, in the sport.
Yeah.
American kids, American wife.
Yeah.
Never really left, eh?
Yeah. No, I can relate to that.
Yeah, right.
That helps a lot, I mean.
So what's your role with the Aus-X now?
I'm a strategic advisor, sports organizer for those guys, and it's since Adam cannot be fully involved, in this project, I think it's important for me to be there and give them, share with them what needs to be done, and maybe cool down the temperature a little bit, because that's what you have to do as being the older guy. Sometimes just cool down.
Yeah. How important are off-season races for the sport, do you think?
It is, but we need good one. We need good one. It's where I do believe the Aus-X has the ability to be the Paris Supercross of Australia.
Yeah,
And that is really what's going to happen, because made a deal with the Lawrences for Paris for 3 years, made a deal with Australia for several years as well. So I think the Lawrences and international racing are going well together. They have an open mind. They would like to travel, and that's different, because we had generation of riders that didn't want to travel, and it's for the international fan, it was kind of sad. We had guys, like RV, Dungy, they were not really eager to go and do races outside of America, short of stints at Motocross of Nation that didn't work always well. That's having the best guys in the world just, willing to go. I think it's a blessing for international racing and for global fans, because suddenly we can see the best guys.
If If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.